check to make sure it's like on the actual fucking thing? Oh, if it is, we're so fucking. I'll be so thrilled about that. Oh man, how about these? How about these mics, bro?
Well, mine's different than yours.
I know. We're
like
live.
I like it though.
Welcome to Hump Night. To all the fans out there.
First Hump Night with two hosts.
Two fans, new and old. We got Chrissy the Pig over here, Chrissy Pig Dick, and Bowie. Bowie's gonna be annoying as
Bowie
hell.
Dog Dick.
Bowie Dog Dick. And we got the mastermind, Paulie Sprizz, the Splat Attack.
Regular
on the ones and twos over there. I guess we're gonna try to do this every Wednesday, maybe 7 p.
Wednesday night. Hump night.
Dude. People love to
try a little something.
You know, it's a little thing. Or halfway through the week, the work week,
caressing the dog.
I love this dog, man. I love this dog. This is a golden doodle, as you know.
Why don't you introduce Bowie to
Bowie? Look at the camera. Look.
Bowie, named after
David Bowie. I think you might have to sit down though. I think you might have to go somewhere else.
Bostein.
What do you think? Yo, Paul, call the dog.
So those noises over there. Oh, okay.
Go get Paul. Go get Paul. All right. So we got a couple topics. You have anything new and fresh on your mind?
No, I was gonna say, is this gonna be a thing where we have recurring segments? Not right now, but in the future, are we gonna do bits? Are we gonna do segments? Are we gonna?
In a perfect world, this is where we would come. Flesh out. Is it flesh out or flush out?
Actually, yeah, it might be flush out.
Is it flush out or flesh out? Does anybody know?
I want to say flesh out, but that I feel like that doesn't make as much.
It's kind of more of a weird thing than.
I think you flush out.
You flush out like fluids. Like if you had like an IV, you would flush that out.
Yeah,
but I don't know about bits. If it's the same as fluids. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, which is also a saying I want to get into. Neither here nor there. I don't totally understand it.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
I don't get it. But we have the live show at Emmaus Theater every month, once a month, until the world ends. And so we'll come on here, fuck around, flush out some bits. And this one's going to be kind of just not very organized. We didn't even know we were going to be able to do this. We're streaming live right now.
Trying it out live.
We're actually streaming live right now. Bowie, you got to stop.
Bowie's begging over here.
You got to stop.
I did. That was my fault. I think I petted.
Bowie, over there. Go with Paul.
She was pretty chill.
She's going to start barking. The thing about Bowie is I know her so well. I know when she'll start barking before she barks.
I did notice.
And I'll know when she has to shit. She does a thing. She'll start circling. And she'll pick her spot to shit.
That's pretty, I think, common.
Maybe this is my first. It's my first foray into.
I think that's pretty canine common.
Canine, nice dude. Anyway, so yeah, she's just gonna keep coming over here.
Do you think your significant other has similar routines that you notice, or no?
What do you mean?
Like, do you know when she is?
After shit,
potty breaking.
I don't know. Do you? I guess human beings kind of don't have that same.
Or I guess. Bark at you. Do you know when she's going to bitch at you too?
Well, no, I guess it's probably most times, but
it's just always.
I guess I always deserve it. Plotted. That's the thing about me. I'm always making errors and doing wrongdoings. I hope she doesn't knock that fucking camera over.
We'll send out our best wishes to Naomi getting home safe from
she's
the old
Greece.
Greece.
Yeah, Greece, dude. Greece, a little Greece vacay.
Yep.
Have you ever been out of the country? Have you ever been?
Yes.
Abroad?
It was close.
Where have you been abroad?
I have studied broads in.
Right.
No, I never went that way. I never went Europe. I only went
south.
Well, I went Canada, which is not abroad. That's on the same land.
Do you need a passport to go to Canada?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew that.
And then downward. I did Mexico. I did
downward dog.
Dominican Republic,
DR,
Puerto Rico,
and
like Saint Lucia and some of those goofy islands down there. I feel like you're well traveled.
No, I'm not. I've only been to Italy.
Oh, that's pretty. That's a good one. That's
Italy.
Pretty...
I've been to London, but only the airport. You know. So, but anyway, no, I don't.
You had a layover in London. You said you were.
I got laid over in London. Speaking about getting laid, Diddy's in the news. Did you? I want to do segments like that. Speaking of Diddy's in the news, Jeffrey Epstein's in the news.
In the news.
How about the news today? Jeffrey, disgraced financier, Jeffrey Epstein's in the news. Scot free, that guy.
With the island.
Both of them. If you would have told me in 2023 that both Jeff E., the Ep Man, and Diddy. Well, at this time we didn't know Diddy was such a disgraced lover. But if you would have told me,
I think they did in 23.
Oh, maybe
it was Bill. It was there.
If you'd have told me that they were both going to be kind of
off the hook,
Yep, it's crazy. It's crazy that Diddy's. I thought for sure they had him pinned.
I mean, they still might.
Mainstream
it's just
media.
The ones.
Mainstream media had that guy pinned. I think
I should have followed more of that. So what happened? He got 2 charges for just basically prostitution of just general.
Oh yeah. But
they're like bringing someone in for like whatever traveling.
Is that even illegal?
Traveling a prostitute.
That's trafficking,
sort of, but not in this case. It was just prostitution.
Also,
and then
I think they should change that name, trafficking. They should change that to something else because that kind of seems like you got stuck trying to do it.
Yeah.
Like you're in the
like you caused traffic, like a protester.
Like there was
protesters should be charged with trafficking.
Like there was a bunch of cars full of people that people were trying to smuggle,
creating unnecessary traffic.
It's like people smuggling,
which
I've never done.
Sex smuggling.
I think you shouldn't do it. What's your opinion on it? You have some crazy opinions because of your affiliation.
Maybe it depends maybe why you're doing it, how old they are. That's the other thing is that if it's underage trafficking, I get that.
All right, but
now in a libertarian world, I think you should be able to not take someone against their will per se, but prostitution should probably be legal.
Look at Paul looking at the dog all pissed off.
He's thinking of trafficking Bowie.
What do you think is the age that's too old to be able to traffic? Like, what if somebody took in like
overage trafficking,
a 90-year-old guy, and they got caught like trying to sneak him?
A jury of their peers found that he was unhealthy to travel.
It's just a jury of 90-year-old guys. The jury of your peers. I tried to just stand up on it.
Chess team,
dude. They should start finding juries of the peers,
of their actual
the actual peers, like for the trial of Diddy.
Yeah, because it's like also if you can get people's peers to admit they're guilty, then you're definitely guilty.
Because like it'd be so funny, like a guy, he drives like a garbage truck his whole life, and he's like or 18-wheeler, and he hits like a guy,
a biker
or something,
pedestrian,
or like somebody like went into
trafficking.
And then like they have a bunch of, they're like, all right, this 18-wheeler driver fucked up. He made a big boo-boo. Let's put him in jail forever.
Yeah, but he has to face a jury.
And the jury is
of other truck drivers.
Exactly. And they'd be like, do you guys understand how hard it is?
Peers.
And they'd be like, it's so hard to be a truck driver. This guy jumped out of nowhere.
And that's why is when the prosecution shows people that are actually in that profession that he just really, really, really sucked at it and
they'd be like, all right, you guys got it.
Shit.
He shouldn't be in this. He shouldn't be in this.
You've fully convinced a jury of your peers.
So, but it would be harder. Did Paul just leave us?
I hope.
It would be harder to get a jury of peers for Diddy because of who would you get? Who would be the jury of
people that were at the fucking freak off?
No, you'd have to get like other you'd have to get like Outkast.
You got to get Mace,
Lil Jon.
Yeah,
a lot of Lils would be in the jury. Lil Jon, Lil I don't know.
Sound off. Name other
Sound off. That's how white we are. We've named 3. Yeah, and the one I named was Outkast. I don't even know this.
Except for how you like used to hang out with the Wu-Tang Clan or some shit.
Did not hang out with the Wu-Tang.
No, who was it? Was it no? It was
I don't want to talk about it.
You used to hang out with
I didn't hang out with nobody.
Some pot smoking story that I remember.
No, I plead the fifth.
I forget.
Jury of my peers, I would plead the fifth. Sound off in the comments your favorite rapper. If there was who should have been on Diddy's jury, sound off in the comments. Also,
we're gonna need 12.
Yeah,
12 lils.
Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube. Because I said this last time, I'm trying to get my YouTube up.
I know.
I got a special coming out.
We're all here for you.
Yeah, and I want it to get
not Paul, but
no, Paul's
like, already abandoned.
Paul's
you,
probably heating up Domino's pizza down there.
He's probably moving your second fridge out that doesn't work.
No, but I think I think guilty. Well, no, innocent until proven guilty is the law. Is the law, and you should know that. You were in the FBI almost.
I do know the phrase, but I did.
Tell the folks you interviewed for the FBI.
I did. I got to phase 2.
How did
to be an FBI special agent because I have a master's degree.
What made it go awry?
I mean, there was never a point that was awry. It was just more so. I'm just not. First of all, I'm bad at just interviews in general. So I kind of went into this knowing that they were going to have to really sort of get me and like give me a break on the fact that every other person that goes through this whole process has like military background or cops or whatever the hell, criminal justice. And I have a psychology background.
You interned at Conan.
Yeah. And all my stories, because the reason I did well in the first part is because that's what it is. It's like, written test and other shit that I was good at. And then for the phase 2, it's 3 FBI special agents currently that they know nothing about you. So they don't even get to see your resume or speak to anyone else or see your journey. It's just there's a series of 13 questions.
They draw down on
you. And they're questions of like, tell us about a time that, and then they give you a scenario. So you have to use, like...
Give me an example.
They would say, like, tell us about a time that you felt your life was threatened or a friend or someone know's life was in danger, and what did you do about it that took leadership, or how did you, that kind of shit. So all my stories are like, I was at a bar one time
I was drunk.
Someone came at me with a
my life was in jeopardy because I was really drunk and I was driving home.
Yeah.
And I had no other way.
A police officer was like...
Yeah. Luckily, one of you guys...
Police officer pointed a gun at me.
Yeah, he said, on the ground, which luckily I obliged.
So anyway, within, I would say, the first 3 or 4 questions, I did catch a couple of them kind of looking at each other, being like, do we have to sit really through the...
Yeah.
This
well,
is
you were like,
a bit odd.
Yeah, because they probably just interviewed like some Marine who was like, well, I was in Afghanistan. I was, taking mortar fire, and I saved my whole infantry unit's life.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I was at Roosevelt's one time drinking and like, I got so fucked up.
One time I was dying on stage, and I know it's not the same.
Have you ever bombed at the Brew Works? What was that one? I'm trying to think of that one major battle in Afghanistan. It was like Fallujah. That was what I was trying to say. Fallujah. I've been watching a lot of TikToks on Fallujah.
Really?
Like
I know nothing about it.
I just saw how insane it was.
How about the exit of Afghanistan?
Boy, I don't get into politics,
fun
as
one.
you know. I mean, I don't think I think this nation is so divided right now.
But then you over here on the board of your topics, you have Epstein listed as
he unites the nation. A guy like Epstein,
that is
everybody's
true.
kind of on the same side of a guy like Epstein.
Yeah.
Except Donald Trump, he let him go.
He let him go.
No, he let him go. He's dead. For a second, I forgot he was.
Ghislaine's still in there, right?
Ghislaine, yeah. I wonder if she's scared, because all this stuff's coming out.
Probably just.
It's all right, Paul. We'll take care of the dog.
It's
fine. Dog will just have its butthole at the screen. Look at that. Look how weird that looks. Dude, it's so crazy that dogs just their buttholes are just out. Your breath smells, dude.
Well, no, some dogs, they at least the tail hangs.
Right.
It's weird that there are dogs that the bone of the tail or whatever it is just points straight up.
But like right now, Bowie's butthole is just on camera. And she doesn't care. Like if there was a chance somebody was looking
happy she is
into your asshole
about it,
you would be so self-conscious of that. Look at her. She does not give a shit. She's gonna start barking.
Although you've had medical experience with that.
I know.
I haven't done that yet, and I'm the oldest.
But I didn't
one.
sign up for that. And I was super aware and I was super self-conscious.
Why don't you tell the folks?
Man, I don't even know if there's any folks out there right now, but if there is, here's a little.
Paul could tell us, but
he would tell us if he was. The producer is not at large. He's at large.
Yeah, he's on the run.
Here's my little PSA. Like what I used to do is I guess I would call myself a hypochondriac.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time,
I think I, as a jury of your peer, would agree.
Yeah. And you're not, by the way. You don't give a shit.
Not about
you've
not
had
about
health
that,
issues.
Not about health things. No.
Yeah, you've had health things.
I'm an over anxious person, but not on like health stuff. I'm almost hoping that I have a reason to have a death of just get out of here.
No, dude, you're not scared?
I just sometimes think that I would take it fine and then just like ride
You would
it out.
take death fine?
I think so, yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay, there'd be like a week maybe where I, whatever. And then I'd have fun doing the emotional goodbyes to people. And
see, that's the thing I would dread.
I'd be strong and like positive.
I would be you'd be comforting. You'd be the person that'd be comforting them. That's so selfish.
Why was that selfish?
No, because you're trying to be you're trying to be heroic and be like, nah.
It's not that I'm not saying I'm a hero. I'm saying there'd be a part of me that
look how strong and brave I am in the face of my own mortality.
No, there would be a
look at how well I'm adjusting to my own demise. Aren't I impressive?
There would be a happy part of me that knows where it's going, and then I can just be like, all right, now I'm going to plan for that.
Yeah,
and it'd be fine.
But you wouldn't know where you're going. That's.
I don't mean where. I mean like when and how and just time wise.
Do you think the world
kind of like?
Do you think the world would be a better place if everybody knew what happened after they died?
I thought you were going to say,
would society be better if you knew? Okay, after all this, you're going to go to a place that's kind of nice, or if you're really bad, it'll go to kind of.
If it was known 100% for sure of like a heaven hell thing,
yeah.
Well, probably not, because then the people that know they're going to hell would cause
more mayhem.
More mayhem.
I think it would
just to be on the way out.
What about the people that are on the fence?
They would take people down with them.
That's how it should be, a jury of your peers if you're going to get into heaven or hell. Like you get to heaven, and
maybe it is.
That's true. You never know. God.
That's also the best part of like making it to heaven is getting to vote the people next that. Like who doesn't go?
But it's democracy. Like you have to get majority vote.
Yeah.
So like
out of like trillions of people,
you could get. Is there anybody watching?
Paul
this
has wandered back in. Everyone,
is there anybody out there?
When I was looking before, there was one person watching.
Oh hell yeah! That's all we need. It might have been you.
It's probably you.
There's one idiot. It's like let me see this fucking idiot.
This guy's fucking redneck. Oh shit!
Oh look at that's me. It's all right. Go see you, Paul.
Paul got burnt. I was walking around a lot this week.
Yeah, he was in the blaze. Anyway, so yeah,
forgot the preliminary question to that.
Well, I'm a hypochondriac, and what I do a lot of times is I convince myself of some kind of illness, and I have to go get it checked out. And a lot of times, like I've been through it all. Like I've done things I'm not very proud of. You know, in the thick of COVID, I convinced myself that I either had a broken leg, like a shards of leg was going to slice my artery, or I had a what is it, like a clot, a blood clot. And I went to the ER in the thick of COVID. There were people that like or in the hallway.
Wait, you confused a broken leg?
I was like,
with just a blood
this could be a stress fracture where the shards might slice.
What happened? What was the
injury?
injury?
I went out for a run and my leg hurt. That's it. I know.
And my leg hurt.
Hindsight is 2020 on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I hadn't done that. Anyway, it's the thick of COVID. There's people like hacking lungs.
Literally
not where you want to be. Yeah, not where you want to be. And I roll into the ER and I tell them my symptoms and they looked at me like pissed. They're like, "Get out of here." But I made them do all the tests.
Dead bodies being wheeled around with COVID.
Yeah, people were like unable to get in because of me. And I'm taking up a room in the ER.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know, man. Something's going on down there. You got to put me through all the shit. They're like, what tests? I'm like, I don't know. You know what tests there is? But
wait, so how did this lead to your butt thing?
What I'm saying is I would always have to go. I would not like be calm until I would get the tests.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten CAT scans. I've gotten, MRIs up the yin yang, up the yin hole. And
how many panic attack type situations have you wasted people's money on in the
people, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania? I've certainly wasted their time and money. My own, I negotiated for an MRI one time. I haggled. I said, I need an MRI. They're like, well, insurance, like, what are you saying? Insurance won't cover it because you don't show it. So I was like, I'll pay cash. And I said, I'll give you 500 for one. I said, I'll give you 500 cash right now. Final offer. And they're like, all right, we'll take it. And I don't even know if they ran the fucking machine, actually, now looking back on it.
Yeah, they just went, yo, you're fine. You're good.
But that was the time I convinced myself I had a tumor. And it was on Halloween. I went to get the MRI. And the lady doing it had she was dressed up in a costume. And she had little cat ears on, and I made her take the cat ears off.
Why?
I was like, because I was so scared. I was like, I can't get bad news told to me by a woman,
by a cat,
looking like a cat. But anyway, fast forward. I had a little.
She's like, "Shut up, pussy."
Yeah, basically, I had a little gastrointestinal issue, shit and blood, not that
there was
much.
Actually,
what are you
blood,
looking
though,
at?
in your
a
poop.
little bit, a little tiny.
All right, well, that's at least more than
I call it a dollop. I'd say it was about a dollop of blood.
Dollop of daisy.
That's what I said to the person. Like, how much? I'm like, a dollop.
Seems to be a dollop.
A tablespoon.
I saw a dollop in the toilet.
A tablespoonful. No more, no less. And then come on. So
you shit on the spoon.
What the fuck? What's going on here?
What in the world was that layback?
Yeah, that's a little slutty move there. Look at her. Just, dude, look at this thing. Just fucking.
It's pretty great.
Care. No care.
Never seen you do this before, Bo.
No, she's having a good night. Yeah, so I was like, all right, I think I might have colon cancer now.
Bostein.
Something's wrong. Maybe butt cancer of the butthole.
Is that what happens? If you have cancer, do you bleed out of your?
I don't know.
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, no. I mean, it's the.
I think that you don't know you have cancer for so long.
It's a tale as old as time. I would just Google. So here, and
yeah,
they're always like, it might be this, and so I was like, shit. So I set up an appointment with a butthole doctor.
A proctologist.
A proctologist, yes. Bowie, stop it. She's gonna bark.
You sense it?
Yep, because she's biting. And so my plan was, because this was on a Friday that the issue happened, and by Monday I was kind of calmed down. Right? So I was like, I'm gonna go into this meeting. It's just a consultation. You're being distracting. Paul, can you call the dog? Can you call Bowie? Bowie, go get him.
Wow.
Smells. So yeah, I called the proctologist, and they set up a consultation. And it was like 8 a.m. That was the only one they could get. And I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna go in, then I'll ease my mind for the day.
Oh,
Bowie, out. Yeah. What do you think she's gonna like be like? Oh, okay, I'll chill down there. Like, she doesn't speak the language that we speak. He's like, well, she didn't just stay on the. I told her to sit on the couch, put something on TV.
I told her they're recording something.
I told her they're doing like a live stream. This has been the longest story for this.
Right. Bleeding buttholes.
And,
anyway, you had to bend over pretty
well,
cheeks spread in front of a male.
Right. So I get in and I sign in with the receptionist, and it's just me and her very early in the morning. And I did no prep for this. And I should have, looking back. You should prep.
Like, what would you do? Buzz yourself? And like...
No, just like take a shower.
Oh.
Not have the.
I thought you meant like.
Not, you know, like if you got someone coming over to clean your basement or to like do work in the basement, most times you go down there, you make sure like the path to the thing is clear.
Yeah. You know? Okay.
And I was like, I didn't do any maintenance.
You had a lot of non-clear.
I didn't know what was going
pathways.
on. I had no, because in my mind, there's no way they're looking into it.
It'd be funny if you woke up and like waxed your butthole.
No, I was like, just take some tender care to it. I did none of that.
You bleach
because in my mind, I'm gonna walk in and it's just gonna be a consultation. Like they're gonna ask me a few questions and they're gonna be like, "All right, you probably don't have this, right?"
Yeah.
So anyway, pretty girl, young girl, she's like 22, very very cute. And I'm like,
all right, we passed the Epstein story. Let's move.
No. So, but then she checks me in. She goes, "All right, wait right here. The doctor will be right with you." You know how that drill goes. You sit there and in that moment, you're thinking, you have a plan of how you two have like a meet cute. She's like, "Oh my God, I saw him in the thing," and however, it did not go the way I planned because the doctor brings me in, and immediately he goes, "There's this like steel table with like what I could describe. The only use for this thing is for you to like go like this."
Oh yeah. It's like a pouting table.
But the back, your butthole is hoisted in the air.
So wait, the table, it has like a bend shape to it?
Yeah. And
Bowie hates Paul.
And so then he's like, "All right, we're gonna check it out, right?" And then I'm like, "This sucks," because this guy's gonna look at him. There's lights. I mean, there's lights like this in there.
Oh yeah.
And then he calls in the girl. And they're like rooting around. They're like, and he's like, "Look at how over there. Look at over here."
Yeah.
And then they go digging around.
You're telling them you can come to a comedy show next Saturday.
And I got my butthole is looking at God, right? It's looking straight up at the gods.
Oh yeah. Sorry. So how are you like
doggy style, arched back,
just straight up on all fours looking?
Pornhub, like.
But I'm saying, if I walked in, it would just be you in doggy style, but you have a table.
In and saw it,
over.
I would have jumped out the window. I'm like I'm arched back, like, and I got my.
Are you strapped into this thing, or can you get yourself out if you?
You can't really get out because the way you're. Like you got to do a lot of little, moving around to get out. And I think this part, I honestly think this part is for
it's
your
like
own
one of those
humility.
like second grade photos where you're like,
yeah. I think the only reason that they have you like this is for your own embarrassment, your own shame. So you know that if you're gonna come, have strangers look in your butthole, you should. And so that's what I took from it, is that I won't do that again. Because I was humiliated, and then I just had to leave.
I was humiliated.
They gave me a packet.
It's like a trauma of how to get over this experience.
Yeah. So So
I had a colonoscopy, but they
I heard that's awesome.
But you get knocked out. It's pretty fun, but it is weird when you're laying there, and they're like starting the process of knocking you out. Well, because you're on your left side, and they're not looking there yet.
All right, we're gonna hit you in the head up,
but you're just you're just laying on the left side, and there's 3 female nurses talking to you. So there is a weird vibe.
Are they whispering? Are they whispering about your body?
No.
I bet you they did when you were asleep.
There's a weird vibe in the air because, at least to me, obviously
smell in
they
the
are
air.
used to it. But yeah, I just keep saying sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. But yeah, it's strange knowing that everyone is there to the
Don't
moment.
Bark. Don't do it.
The
Don't do
moment.
it. Do not do it. Do not do it. Come on. Just come up on the couch. Yeah.
But also, I mean, I used to think it was crazy that just during intimacy, females are more used to the idea that they just have to have their butts out.
Yeah.
Like in the doggy
Dude, I don't know,
world.
like,
At some point, you just have to get used to that as feeling like it's out in the open.
Dude,
and
having
whatever.
your butthole in the air is a wild sensation. Like, I'm super aware of it.
Well, can you also reveal to the world your shower sensations that you love so much?
No, I'm not. I'm certainly not prepared to do.
Why? It's not a bit. It's just Tyler enjoys when very warm water.
It's not.
Seeps between his cheeks into his.
You fire hot water right on your.
You fire it into it.
In between.
Okay, that's totally different.
They would call it. A medical professional would call it the taint.
So you create like your own
dry eczema. It's
warm. What's the toilet thing called?
A bidet.
A bidet.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah.
In
a way. It's not. It can't be good for you. I know it's not good for me, but I'm addicted to it, and I do it. So it feels so good in a non-sexual way. It's the best feeling, and I'm addicted to it, and I do it. I feel shame when I'm done.
No, you do not.
I do.
Why would you? If it wasn't a sexual sensation,
because
why would you feel?
It's a thing I want to not do.
Do you think
I want to? I'm trying to go cold turkey.
How about this? Do you think if you got over the awkwardness of, let's say, you discussed with Naomi incorporating that into sexuality?
It's not though. It's a different.
Do you think that if you were enjoying something like with your balls and wiener,
nope.
Don't you think if you got a warm, wouldn't that help?
Listen,
or no?
Here's all I'll say. It's got nothing to do with my balls or wiener.
I think it's a slippery slope to sexuality.
You don't know. No, it's not. So if the viewer out there has ever had like poison ivy,
have some poison.
Have you ever fired hot water on poison ivy? It's the best feeling.
See, I think it sucks. I don't.
No, it doesn't. You haven't done it right.
It makes me feel like. It makes me feel like I want to then itch it more or something.
Yeah, there is.
I don't love that.
There's consequences, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Because
do you itch your butt after the?
It's not my butt.
I thought you said you bidet it right in your butt.
No, it's not my butthole. It's my taint. It's
okay.
A little bit of balls, a little bit of my balls, and then and then it's not my butt. It has nothing to do with my butt or my penis, but it's dry skin. So when you fire hot water on dry skin, it like feels very good for like 10 seconds, but then it hurts. Like it stops feeling good. But that 10 seconds is like I'm suspended in pleasure.
I gotta try that maybe.
Dude, when you see
you just said pleasure though,
but it's not sexual pleasure. It's like when you itch an itch.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If you itch,
why is it so dry?
Because I keep firing hot water on it. What? It dries it out. You fire hot water on something a lot, it'll dry it out.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's no science behind it. I fire hot water on it. Like
I thought you meant like not wet
2 to 6 times a day. You know, not proud of it. I'm not proud of I'm not proud of the behavior. And yeah, I do get shame. I feel shame.
Okay.
But I understand.
Was this at a young age? Did you do this?
No, this is about a year and a half ago. Accidentally found out in a hotel room on the road.
Is it one of the things that comes off the whatever?
Well,
and then
yeah,
you had to...
yeah. That's that's ideal. That's ideal.
Yeah.
Because here's how I discovered it. I would get dry skin on my sides. Like in the winter, I get really dry skin, and I put a hair dryer on high, and I fire it right on my fucking. And that the heat itches the dry skin in a way. It feels so good, but then it starts to hurt real bad. So then I was like,
So that's
I
why
got
I'm
some
not
dry
good
skin.
at that.
I got some
it's
dry
not
skin
worth
down
the
there.
hurt for me.
I was like, how can I get down there? I don't want to fire a hair dryer down there. So
Why not?
I don't know. Something about that I can't regulate it. I think the water is more controlled.
Mm.
I could be wrong about this. This is just what I think. I'm not an expert, but
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where that comes from, and I'm not proud of it, and I want to break it. I want to quit. I want to quit.
Have you ever been in the shower with your significant other where she participated doing it for you?
This is a thing that I don't want anybody.
She's never seen you doing it.
If somebody would see this,
what position are you?
Bro, I don't even.
Is it like a crouch? Do you have to crouch, or do you go behind?
You got to be innovative in a lot of ways.
You go leg up on a stool in there?
No.
Or like a seat in the shower?
But it's not a flattering image. I would not want that's not for anybody to see. And I actually I'm very aware of making sure nobody will see.
Mm. That's not your track record on that's not very good.
What are you talking about?
With knowing when people are home.
Oh God.
Of all
What are you gonna do?
All ages and activities that may be going on.
Now you're barking up a tree here. You're like Bowie. You're barking up a tree that's not true.
There was a scare.
There was a scare.
There was a scare.
We don't know if it was a scare or if it's rooted in reality. And I think there are certain things that
we know they're not watching, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's for sure. There are things that are better left unknown, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask sometime, but
well, sure, ask, but I don't want to reveal it to our adoring fans, And I'm not gonna you of all people should not be casting stones. What is it? Throwing stones?
Wait, why?
You've been in the mix of shit.
No, but not.
You've been caught up.
Not in family scenarios like that.
No, but you've been caught up amongst you've been in like a swinger situation.
I've been invited in things where I have no reason not to go hang out.
You got some. Listen, your closet. If we open the door to your closet, are there skeletons in there?
I wouldn't say skeletons at all. No,
none.
Hmm.
Paul, how long have we been doing this for? That's why
Paul, we got any questions? We got any messages? We got. It's like that scene from Ghostbusters, and Janine's like, "No."
We got one more little topic over there, but I don't know how close we are to being done. We only want to do an hour. Just keep running.
The people are clamoring for.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I want to see if maybe any little things.
Should I walk over there and see?
Sure.
She just calmed down.
Nah, she's chilling. What should I talk about while you're gone?
Whatever.
So my take on the Epstein situation is that I don't really think it's about the whole sex scandal. I think it's got to do with how he was a trade and arms dealer. And
leave it to Chrissy Freed to Fox News it up over here.
And now it's gonna fuck with the peace deals if it comes out.
No, he wasn't an arms dealer. He was a.
No, he was. Well, I mean, he was in all that CIA shit. But
yeah, he was a blackmail guy.
No, but he was also trading arms stuff too with
trading arms,
Saudis, and fucking everything.
Show me your arm.
Anyway, that's all I want.
I want to see your arm before I show you my arm.
I think the timing sucks of it. That's all.
It's weird. It's a weird thing. But are there any comments or questions, Paul?
I don't know where the comments show up on this thing.
They're probably just not showing up.
Probably just not any.
Because they're not coming in, which is fine.
I don't even know if we don't even know if they can hear us.
They can. I gotta check.
Oh, well, good.
It'd be so great.
Ooh. So I had a funny situation happen. And Paul, you might know this. Actually, you don't go that way, but women, no. What? No, there's this lady that works at the gas station that I go to all the time. Like I've been going there. I go there like 3 or 4 times a week, And
You have to fill up on gas 3 or 4.
No, you go get like a
okay.
granola bar, or like you play the slots in there or something. you do the skill machines.
Yeah.
No, so I see this
Some
woman.
lottos.
I've seen this woman, Debbie L. I don't know her full last name. I know it's Debbie L.
Well, how do you know that?
Got a damn name tag.
Oh, okay. It says the. Oh.
How can I help you? I'm Debbie L. I see her. I saw her in the wild. I was starstruck. Have you ever seen somebody you've only seen in one spot out?
Well, yeah,
when
you're growing up, you do that with teachers every now and then. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah, you're like,
Mrs. Rizzuto, is that the
she's a real human? She's eating
supermarket?
Yeah. She's eating. She eats. Yeah, I saw this woman at like a little festival. She was like sucking down beers. And I like just kept looking at her. I wanted to talk. I wanted to take a photo with her.
Yeah.
But
did you approach?
No, well, I was. That's what I want to talk to you about. What should I have done? I didn't do anything. I just sat there and I refused to approach her. But because I played every scenario out in my head, and none of the scenarios ended up with me like being happy with how I acted.
Yeah.
Because like you can't just go up to her because she's gonna think you're making fun of her. I'm like, can I take a photo with you? Like, why? I'm like, because you work at the gas station.
Why would you wouldn't take that was part of your option?
Because I wanted to send it. I wanted to send it because Chad knows her too.
Oh, right.
But yo, look at who's drunk. Look at this. She's a real person.
Because she would probably take that as you're making fun of. I'm the lady at the
exactly. But that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant by it.
That would be like if a school you saw like a lunch lady out and you're like, oh my god, it's fucking.
Dude, if you saw a lunch lady in real clothes, that'd be insane. That's what I mean.
You're making fun of the profession.
No, you're not. But I'm not though.
I know.
I think it's interesting.
I know you meant well.
Yeah, probably. It's like, where's your like? You see, it's like you don't even realize that these people have real clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You think that a lunch lady goes to bed in that shit?
Yeah,
and just wakes up. She's already dressed like that.
Well, also when you're older, if you ever see a teacher at a bar, that's the funniest.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I had a fun experience with my high school girlfriend's dad. I saw at a bar, and it was him and one of his employees just like 2 years ago, and it was the first time I saw him since 2005 or 6 or something like that. And I didn't drink at the time when I was with her. I was in college.
You didn't drink in college?
I mean, not till like the end of college, really.
Wow.
Like a little after 21, just for spite.
Fucking
and anyway, it was really weird because like I was already pretty tipsy and like threw out some inside jokes and like it wasn't anything super inappropriate.
You talking about her butthole?
But I made some comment about like,
really?
No, not her butthole.
Your daughter.
No.
Your daughter is set up, pal.
It wasn't super inappropriate, but
Your
I
daughter
remember
is
being like,
hooked
it's
up.
so weird that we're drunk talking about like girls out at the bar right now.
You're like, sir, this is gonna sound weird. I need to see yours, and I gotta know where she got her butthole from.
Call her up.
Yeah.
Call her up.
Did she get your butthole or her mom's butthole? I got my own ideas on whose.
Also, one time at Planet Fitness, I saw my family doctor, and that was the first time I've ever seen a doctor out in
that's
like
weird
workout clothes.
You've seen your penis,
and then I like forgot the whole, because in my head he's been a family friend for like years.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, well, he obviously cares about like how my mom's doing because she went through something. So I like went up to him and I was like, oh, hey, shit, whatever. And then I started getting into like my mom's health. And then I started to realize that's the thing. He hates when people talk about medical shit.
What do you mean? How do you know?
You don't want to go up to the doctor and be like, hey, here's my ankle hurts.
But that's not what you did.
I know, but he definitely had a demeanor of like, I'm getting away from this conversation. Like I don't want it. This isn't for public.
But is he your mom's doctor too?
Yeah, he was a whole family doctor.
It's probably a HIPAA thing
for a while.
He's probably like, I can't talk to you about this.
Well, whatever. But I would just wanted to say like, oh yeah, no, things are going great. And he was just was like walking away going, oh yeah. Go.
He sets
and I was
off
like, this guy doesn't care about my family at all.
He sets off the lunk alarm to get out of it. He just starts screaming, throwing away. That's fine.
But
No,
yeah.
I remember the first time I saw like my school principal in like jeans. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, they sometimes would go to like football games. And
Yeah,
shit,
like what the fuck? You look like a freak with those jeans on. The fuck? See, this is what she
Finally
does.
barking.
Bowie, Paul, what time are we at?
That's probably the 1 hour alarm.
45.
Oh, we have 15 more to do. Any viewers?
I mean,
Still holding steady at one apiece.
hell yeah.
Can we?
Does it say who they are?
Can
we
they
give
ask?
shout-outs?
I'd love a fucking question.
Well, if they ask for it, I don't know where the fuck it goes.
Does it show like a username?
There is a chat.
Is it?
Yeah, let's sound off in the
hell
chat,
yes, bro.
guys.
Sound off in the chat.
Ask some questions.
What's up, chat?
Matt Rothrock says, "Hey yo," and Soda Pro Slim Racing said, "Oh shit, yeah, finally caught it live."
Finally caught it live on the first one. Also, it's great when 50% of the viewers is just the last name of one of the
like,
people.
huh? Who's that? Yeah, I never heard of that guy. Must be a big fan. He changed his last name to mine. No, well,
love Maddie.
No, he's the best. Maddie's having a baby. I can't wait to be an uncle.
Ooh.
I cannot wait to be an uncle of a girl.
Yeah, but I feel like you.
No, I do. I'm gonna protect that.
Are you not?
Girl?
You're not an uncle to any other, like, let's say, cousin type situation.
Well, yeah,
like,
yeah, but not
I
like
feel like you're a family person. And
I feel like a family. Yeah, a family.
do you know? I was almost. I became an uncle when I was, I think, like 2 months old.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Because I have a half sister that is, I think,
What
18
half?
years older than me.
Yeah. What half?
Richard?
No, what half? Like on your body?
Yes.
Um.
And she had a child
Nice.
basically right after I was born.
Yo,
And,
can you tell the people about? There's no baby photos of you.
There's not.
Yo, did you know that, Paul?
There's one suspicious one that came up that's not labeled or anything. Like, I think my mom just like is trying to pass it off as one. But no, there's not.
Have you ever asked like why there's no?
Yeah, and the conversation goes awkward. It goes to like,
well, like what is said?
They say like, well, we just, we didn't have a lot of
camera.
That's what they're like. We didn't do that a lot, and then it's like, but my older brother has a bunch of photos. And then they were like, yeah, we kind of just like we did that all, and we weren't like super into taking photos. But no, there's no evidence my mom was pregnant a second time. There's no evidence.
Do you think you're like part of the family?
And also, well, see, I do look like my dad at every stage of him growing up. Okay. So that's also a thing. But who knows? Maybe Richard had like a secret scenario, and then I just somehow got like thrown in the. But also, my birth certificate is Chris with a CH. And then, also, my parents. They're not the type to be like, let's just like throw a K out, like let's be fun and
no, not one K.
Like, they're very traditional. This is KK Chris.
This is K
on the birth certificate. No, but then I said, I my whole life I asked like, when did you go back and like change my name or why? Like what sparked?
We don't know.
And they go, no, Richard's like, I think they found that a distant relative had a CH. And it's like, yeah, but then you would just change the name in general. And also, my dad doesn't know any relatives, so it's like, who maybe are you talking about?
That's probably why you didn't get in the FBI.
There's something going on.
You're like the Manchurian Candidate.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
You're like born. Nobody knows where you came from.
Hell yeah!
And then but instead of like getting it, you just got into comedy.
Yeah.
You're like a
I
fucking
showed up to the somehow got into this FBI interview.
Yeah.
That like Richard's been plotting my whole
life.
Right.
Yeah. And
I don't deserve to get.
They wiped your hard drive.
And they were just like, man, how are you falling so short?
They're like, we've created the proper military asset, but now we're just going to put him out into the world until we activate him. It's like, what is he going to do? Oh, he does open mic comedy. They
put me on Gutfeld, and I like,
yeah,
I start saying like crazy robotic shit.
Yeah.
but it's not live, and then they just delete the.
Yeah, there's probably like deleted footage of you like tractor beaming, like killing. You took out Epstein. You killed Epstein. No, he did it himself. Is what they say. Are we getting any more questions? It looks like we are.
How about Richard's fucking weird CIA story?
Yeah, I know.
That's all I've got for sounding off in the chat. Are we sure he actually was a baby, or did Chris just show up?
I might have.
Yeah, that's actually a very good
Superman.
The kind clone, all in case.
Oh God, who said that?
Slim to Pro, Slim Racing.
I don't know who that is, but they got good comments.
Racing,
yeah. No, dude, are you
sure it doesn't say racist?
I can't see you. I can't see you as a baby. Like, I can't imagine you as a baby. And maybe that's what it was. Maybe the images were too haunting of you as a little boy.
It's just me. I have a beard.
Yeah. Like,
you're like, what the fuck?
Like, you're still like, you're not fully smiling. Like, you're
posting.
You're probably like such a fucker of a kid.
Oh yeah.
You're probably just like analyzing shit and like judging people.
One time that we have a VHS where I'm like 3 or 4. And by the way, that is true that the youngest I have is like 3. I just all of a sudden appear in VHS tapes at 3
in a suit.
But the hell was, oh yeah, there's a VHS tape where they're panning around like a lake and Tim's having fun like playing in the water and shit, and they come over and they zoom in and Richard goes, hey Chris, why don't you say hello to everyone? And I pout and I go meh. And I'm just I sit like, there and I don't
hello
do
everyone.
No, I say meh, real mean, and then I just sit in a tube. And I don't want to participate in
like a tube. They just kept you in a tube.
Yeah.
Oh, like a little floaty
inner tube. But I'm not in the water. I'm just sitting on the gravel sand.
That's absolutely fucked up, dude. I don't know. The jury's out on if you're a real human being.
I'm on the spectrum for sure.
I think you're a robot.
I don't know what spectrum, but it's a mixture of a lot of them.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Android spectrum.
Yeah. Well, we started late. And we got to go through some announcements. You know, we got to.
What kind of announcements?
What do you have any? You have a show coming up with Paulie Spiri, the Splat Attack, next week at a casino.
Oh, I will be. What's that called?
Cumberland Valley.
What's that? It's in Maryland.
What's that? It's in Maryland.
I don't know the casino name.
Well, good. I don't remember. I didn't. Okay. I did it. I don't have to promote it. I did it. I could.
Well, anyway, I'm at a casino in Maryland that you guys should look up. I'll be posting about it.
Maryland is a state in the continental U.S.
Might be doing a show Friday that I can't tell about.
Oh,
not sure, but
you're on a don't tell.
Look
show?
Up. Well, it's not confirmed yet. I don't know.
I've heard there's a show at Godfrey Daniels on Friday.
Oh,
I've heard that. Can't confirm nor deny.
There you go. All the 3 people or 2 got the inside scoop.
Yeah. So
keep that secret.
Tell people about it. We're gonna try to fuck around. You know, do this. If you're listening or watching, please subscribe to the YouTube.
We got to boost this guy's numbers over here.
We got a special coming out in front of people.
You know.
All right. I can't keep delivering lawnmowers and picking them up. Hurts my fucking back and legs.
You have clots every day.
Gotta stop going to the damn hospital. Other than that, I don't really have any. I got a show Friday on the 12th, or the 11th. We're doing a church show.
All right.
We're doing my mom's church.
We're doing a super clean
church to get us into heaven.
Friendly show.
The goal is to get into heaven, so this will get us there. But please subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Paul, do you have anything?
No, Wisecrackers this weekend.
Paul's headlining Wisecrackers this weekend. Hell yeah.
Paul Spratt, Wisecrackers, Friday, Saturday.
All right. Thank you guys. Signing off. Happy hump night. We'll keep trying to get better.
I didn't even say what the date was that the casino show's next Thursday.
Thursday
the 17th.
Okay, nice. Goodbye.